So here we are in May. The new funding system is now live, so you'll be probably thinking, actually, how am I going to speak to my employers about that co-investment piece towards the cost of the apprenticeship training? Well, we've got some tips that might be able to guide you and to help you with those conversations. I think the first thing when you're talking to SMEs about the contribution is to really define what your offer is. Which standards are you going to be delivering, and how does that sit with that employer? Are those standards of use to your employer? And if so, what is your pricing and affordability? Have you really priced out how much you can afford to offer that apprenticeship standard? Obviously, each of the standard comes with its own funding band, so you'll need to work out how much operationally you can afford to deliver that standard, putting into mind the 20% off the job training. So once you've got a clear pricing structure, you can then start to have that conversation with the employer, bearing in mind the cost for endpoint assessment and bearing in mind any resits that may take place. So once you've got your pricing structure in place with that employer, make sure that you negotiate that's fair both for you and the employer, but also that you've got the right contracts in place to protect you as a training provider in all different types of scenarios. So what happens if the learner leaves halfway through the apprenticeship? What happens if there's some other issues around the apprenticeship training, such as time away from the workplace spent to deliver the off-the-job training? What the contract will do is really set out all of those different areas. And then finally, once you're good to go, do you have the right staff capabilities in place to deliver all of these different elements? We found at City and Guilds that many providers are looking at CPD opportunities for their staff to really get them ready for these key changes, and it largely falls down to having the right skills to have those conversations around contracts negotiation with employers. So good luck.